Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are jumping right back into another Dominaria draft. This one is close on the heels of one where we just, as you can see in the info below, 2-3. That probably says 2-2 there, but we lost our third one. Had a lot of powerful cards in our deck, but lacked the fixing to make it all truly cohesive and reliable. And I think that cost us some EV in that first event, but boy, do I love this format. It's a lot of haymakers, a lot of interesting choices, a lot of mana spent, a lot of cards drawn. Feeds right into a lot of the things I love about Cube, but in a traditional regular set draft. So Dominaria is definitely one of my favorites. And so is CardKingdom.com. They're one of my sponsors. Well, I guess they are my sponsor. You all are my sponsors along with Card Kingdom. And I thank them for their sponsorship. And if you want to thank them for it as well, you can check them out via my link in the panels down below. That's my affiliate link. Lets them know you got there from here. Helps me stay on the air. And if you do go there, you're going to find one of the better retailers of Magic stuff in the industry, truly. The buy list especially is not really close. There's nobody I've found that competes on the same level as Card Kingdom does when it comes to buy prices. So please, if you're looking to sell your cards, you got to look at what Card Kingdom is paying, because I bet it is more than what others are. Thank you for all your support, Card Kingdom. Now we're going to jump in. I'm going to remember to get into draft view here. Oh, that's deck building. Draft view. We'll try this again. As always, I will definitely lean Sultai. It's where I want to be in the format, but I am not against red and white. Mostly I use white as a splash. Red can be fantastic paired with blue if you get into the wizard deck. It'd be fun to end up in an aggro deck, really, if it was a good one. Red-blue wizards is the fun police, the format, really. Siege Gang Commander is a great way to get me starting towards a red deck in this format. I don't know if we're going to wheel a Grow from the Ashes, and I'm sad to be passing this Vicious Offering in this night. But Siege Gang is just great. And also this format has so much graveyard recursion and blink and everything that you often cast your single Siege Gang multiple times in a draft in this format. So we're going to take that and see if we can't cast it today. Well, I'm going to draft the hard way, though, if we get pushed off red. I'm not going to chase the Siege Gang down inappropriately. Still a rare in this pack, but it's not a very good one. This can be inevitability. If you're saying that the job of this card is to cast it and win the game, that's a reasonable job to give this card for this card to have, but other cards do that job better. So ideally, I would like to find better long game win conditions than Sylvan Awakening, but I've lost to it and I've run it when I've needed it. Fire Intervention here is good enough to match our first pick that I think we should cut it. It's a little early to be taking this. I mean, it's fine, but I want to see it like a couple more picks down the road. But given our first pick, it's going to be what we snap up here. Also with the complete lack of anything else compelling in the pack. Now, you might be thinking, why not gold uncommon? You were talking about how powerful those gold uncommons were. Ooh, but this is not the gold uncommon I'm looking for. I would rather have Deep Freeze or Syncopate and really play towards a black, red, blue, or just take Soul Salvage and head towards, like I said, recasting Siege Gang multiple times. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. The Siege Gang makes me want to take Soul Salvage. If we had like some cheap wizard instead of Siege Gang and a Fire Intervention, I would head towards red, blue. But we'll take Soul Salvage here. Another Caretaker, another Deep Freeze, Skin Witch on the kicker plan. Gilded Lotus, would have played that last event. But I think we want one of the black cards here. No good red. This doesn't count. I think I like Yeah, first Witch, first Infection, very tough. But if we're doing Soul Salvage, get stuff back, yeah, let's take the Witch. Infection, though, is very good for the format, and I want it. Red is drying up a bit. Let's be clear about that. Siege Gang was our pack 1. Fiery Invention, the only red card worth even looking at in pack 2. We can take the Cyclops to try to continue on the Siege Gang path, but I really don't like this card and just try not to play it at all. Frankly, this is probably where I should take Sanctum Spirit and be open to moving into white if nobody else at the table wants it. We could also just take an Evangel to have a dumb 2 on the ground and continue to offer potentially an aggro-ish red-black deck, but it tends to be more attrition-y in red-black. I'm going to take Sanctum Spirit as the best card and continue to try and listen here. Draft the hard way if we need to and get into red if that's what the table is telling us. Now we have Run Amok, which is kind of your aggro side of things, but Dark Bargain gets into this red-black control situation where we could end up adding green or white if we get the colorless fixing, if we get some Skittles. Warcry Phoenix, yeah, here's where red just lets me down. Like, where I want to be in the format is control-y, and then red offers these hasty this aggro stuff that just doesn't quite match what's going on. I think Raider here is actually the card I find most playable. It's not super exciting, but it attacks and blocks with reasonable effectiveness, whereas I don't think Keldon Overseer and Warcry Phoenix do. And I don't think we're Run Amok. Yeah, and we are mid-ranging. I'm trying to be mid-rangey here, so that's why I'm going to take the Raider. The Raider. And here we could even grab this Clifftop Retreat. I don't look to be splashing white, but there's also worlds in which, yeah, I don't know, we end up red-white and we play it just because we're happy to have good fixing. Prospector is not something I want to do just because we have a Siege Gang. I still think this is a garbage card for limited, and it should really only be used in very specific constructed scenarios. So we'll take the Retreat, and also I think that probably means we get some gems. Somebody called for the Wheeling of the Chronicler, and we did. So Value Town red deck is a real deal possibility here. I'm going to do it. Yeah, but I don't like playing bad goblins to try and make our amazing goblin a little bit better. Siege Gang Commander is fine. Doesn't need crappy goblins to be playable or better. We could take Fervent Strike for a combat trick. I'm really hoping, like, we could take the Candle, but boy, if you're playing red-black and using Candle as your removal, I don't think you were in the right seat. And actually, the Deep Freeze makes me wonder if we need to pick up the blue card just in case here. Divest, Vandal. Divest is playable, Vandal is not. Deep Freeze is actively reasonable. So I'm going to take the Deep Freeze just in case. Never playing Invoke. I suppose there are worlds where you could see Poets, but nah. Take a Worm. We could end up Jund from here. I know we've seen no green yet, but if, like, frankly, I'm so underwhelmed by where we're at right now that if we get pivoted towards something bomby in pack 2, pick 1, I'll consider it. There's basically no card I wouldn't consider out of the rare slot, given our colors. Like, Tachova, of course, leaps out at me always, every time I see her. Fight with Fire, though, is fine. And Fight with Fire, a big trick, a real interaction in this format is Fight with Fire on turns 3 to 5 to take out their biggest threat, and then Chronicler Fight with Fire back to kick for 10 later. Skizik is emblematic of my issues with kind of red in the format. Like, it's really hard. It really wants to be heavy aggro or very controlling, and we're kind of on the controlling side, making Skizik not the best. Yeah, we have to decide how many cards with the word fire in them should authorize the triggering of the meme, but I'll worry about it when we get there. Yeah, grow is not the worst thing. Hammer, as I said, we're not really locked into anything. We have 1, 2, 3 black cards, so I'm not thinking we're like totally obviously black red, right? Grow sets us up towards a red green kicker strategy that's quite powerful and that can splash the black and be in that Jund situation. Seal away also a totally reasonable consideration. Wizard's Lightning, a bit of all right. Don't think we're blue though. Looking red question mark. Here we get red green question mark, but this is really a green black card. Yeah, kind of like the Windgrace Acolyte over the Swarm for our deck. Red blue Wizards. Well, I don't see it happening with what we have so far, honestly, but maybe. I mean, we could. I just don't like this card, though, for sure. And we could take the Lava Runner. Who's dumping on Lightning? It just felt like Lava Runner was far away from what we're doing, and I don't feel like we have time to pivot to Wizards. Mastery, I don't even know how to make this thing work. This is... or memory. Yeah, Lich's Mastery. I don't know about that. I'd rather take a fungal infection in case we're heavy black. Yeah. Oh! Whoa, what just happened? I was trying to pick something and it all went nuts on me. What did we just take on accident? Darn it! We just took something on accident. Any Fervent Strike? No. Oh, is it in sideboard? Vigor. I think we just took a Vigor on accident. I know! We got Infection and then immediately took another pick, I think. Oh, it was? Oh, maybe it was just a visual glitch. And we're fine. Memorial to Unity if we want to continue looking towards possible green. Skin Witch, second Skin Witch, or second Intervention. We know we're red. Intervention is the safest in terms of we are definitely red. And we're not too thick at at 5 yet. We do have Soul Salvage, Chroniclers. The second... Oh, sorry. Apparently it's going to be one of those weeks. It was definitely not Clifftop Retreat, sorry. Is that what we accidentally took? Or something? Took something on accident there. Sorry, I'll try to be better on the clock here. I'm going to actually take Envoy in case we end up Jund. We're not blue, so I shouldn't take a blue card. Another Raider to add to the mid-range possibility. Oh, we took the Unity? Okay, well that's not as bad as it could have been, at least. I don't think we want a second worm here. I'll take a second or a third. Oh, maybe we don't want a third. Maybe we actually have a combat trick here. This isn't amazing, but I think I want some variety in what we have here over taking a third Keldon Raider. What are we doing with a third Keldon Raider? Or even a second worm, really. I don't like the Cyclops, although 2-4 for 4 on defense, or 4-4 for 4 on defense and a 2-4 attacker is not the absolute worst. But I just don't play it. I never play it. I am letting the timer run out on me, though. Man, all these aggro cards. I guess I'll take a runner and maybe we end up just a visual glitch. All right, well, we'll take these runners. Maybe we're mono. We were talking about mono. Maybe we'll be mono red. What are we doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. This doesn't seem like a Traxos deck. It's not a Syncopate deck. Definitely not in white. So really we're trying to figure out what we're pairing with our red. Eviscerate if we're black. That's not First Eruption anyway. And no, I don't play my card. It stinks in limited. Migration, somewhat interesting, but yeah, we'll just take an Eviscerate. Goblin Barrage is solid in this deck with our Siege Gang. Wouldn't mind some of this stuff going on. And again, where are we? What are we? Who are we? What are we playing? I don't know. You think it seems worse? I think this pack is going to bring it all together. But I'm going to start with this Barrage. We're heavy on removal. I want to find another Dark Bargain, potentially. And I am leaning back towards... Like, I don't think we have the green. The green's not very interesting to me here. I think this is where we're at. I don't think Valduk is value. What are we doing? We don't have any enchantments for him. I think we are on Infection, given this situation. Acolyte, not great, but playable. I like it better when I'm doing serious long game grind. I don't. We're kind of in the true mid range here. Bunch of stuff trying to get us to put equipment and auras on our stuff, but I don't like that in the format, so I generally don't do that. We could take Rona, but we're never splashing her. I think this is just a dead pick. You think you'd put Wanderer in this deck? I suppose it's the thing we'd most likely play, although Warcaller, we might do Flame of Keld. That's kind of interesting. Actually, I think we need Warcaller in case we end up a little more aggro than we think we are here. Now we have Omnivore as a 4. Bloodstone Goblin we do some kicking. I think we do, yeah, I think we do more 2s, and I think in this case I'll do, well, we might wheel this Flame of Keld. I'm going to take this and maybe we actually do some storytelling with these sagas. This could be interesting. So this could be a third Lava Runner too. Maybe we are just hyper aggro all of a sudden. Although I don't know how often we get this thing to be a 2/2. Journey Mage, also an option here. Yeah, I'll take the 3-drop Wizard. That's fine. Frenzied Rage could be a Frenzied Rage deck with where we're headed now. Well, I kind of like another Fiery Intervention. 5 isn't super overloaded. Let's take the Intervention. There's this Omnivore we could grab. It's not bad in this aggro end, but now I kind of just do want to try to be aggro. I wish we had more of the, we didn't get enough of those pump spells. Yeah, just go on the 2s. Ugh. So maybe this didn't get there either. I don't like this deck, but we'll see what it does. Definitely not playing the green, so we just got a couple of cuts to make. 13, 12. No, we can't really be mono red. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black cards and a seismic shift in the board. Yeah, we're more mono red, so we could like cut the lava runners and be really control-y. 11 creatures. Other than that, Fervent Strike is garbage in that spot. Maybe we need to have some aggro component to make this work. And cut down on the top end. Want this Flame of Keld? Probably not. Blah. You think this is possible? I mean, you have to want to be empty-handed to run this, and I just feel like we have just enough top end to say that that's like unlikely to happen. Yes, Goblin Barrage is 4 damage, and you can kick it to also deal 4 to a player, and we do have some goblins. Well, I think the problem with the deck, Cat, is the Man Without the Cat, is that it's both, right? It's showing some aggro aspects and some control aspects, which is not generally where you want to be, which is why I was nervous, which is why I didn't really move in on these lava runners that we were seeing any earlier. Yeah, Flame adding 2 points to the Siege Gang is enough. I guess we try this. It can get stuck in your hand, though. It really can. So I'm nervous about that. But I feel like we need all of our creatures. This trick doesn't seem bad, but maybe we just don't have enough creatures to justify that trick. Could even cut an intervention. I think intervention or infection, depending on which end of the spectrum we want to trim a piece of removal. But I want all of our creatures. We're going to try the Flame. Fight with Fire and Wizard's Lightning can't be cut. We want the card draw of Bargain. The Eviscerate and Goblin Barrage are too good. So yeah, we have enough. We just need to figure out what's our least important removal. No, I know these are kind of garbage. I know we're looking at effectively Grizzly Bears here unless we do something with the Flame of Keld, but I'm not going to cut any 2s. We got to figure it. So the cut is intervention or infection, I think. Or we could cut a land. It is best of 1. You can shave a land here and get away with it. What do you think of this? I'll pull it. I'm going to say 30 seconds. Land. Infection. Fiery. And other. If enough people want something that I haven't listed here as the final cut of this deck, and that's assuming this, right? We were here, making a final cut from here. Curious to know what the other voters want to cut. Other got 4, so it looks like mostly people are cool with cutting the land. My type of greedy viewers. All right. Well, let's do that. Give it a try. Yeah, this is a mana-hungry format, it's true. I'm kind of leaning into the best of 1 algorithm stuff here, but we also have this, and we have card draw. I hear your concerns. I'm going to... yeah, we can, for deck building, I can go up here. I'm going to try this, but I hear Jim's concerns, and we might switch back. Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to feel less comfortable about going to 16. But I did put it to a vote. I'm going to let the vote stand and give this a try. Oh, that's true. This needs a name. What are you looking to... We have 13 creatures. So if you're cutting war callers, you're going to 12 creatures. You're taking away our 2s, and what do you want to put in? I mean, I don't even understand what we're adding at that point. A fervent strike, like a sentinel. Like our deck is a bit garbagey. So you know. All right, we have a Redeemer of Lands. How does it work? Set? E. Oh, do I have to spell it out? How do I find him? Oh, well, here they are. There's a Dominaria land. And there's a Dominaria land. I hear you, Jim. I think you may be right, but since I put it to a vote and chat said, chat spoke, let's try it out. And, land. How about didn't land? And Keldon Warcrawlers are emblematic of that. All right. Well, I liked our first deck better, and that went 2 and 3, so who knows what that says about this? Probably 7-0, right? That's magic, but... Hi, Herschel. How you doing? No, it looks like... Well, this Lava Runner doesn't look super impressive yet, but we do get 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's cool. Too bad we aren't on the play. Hope you had a great vacation. Welcome back. Glad you're joining us. Oozing with mediocrity over there. Yes, Lava Runner is nice that it combos with Journey Mage, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a 2-2 itself anytime soon. Yeah, look at this terrible 2-drop Oppo's playing. Ha 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 ha! We've all played our share of terrible 2-drops. You do what you must in this crazy world of Magic. Yeah, how do we beat a 2-3? Scoop. We do have a lot of removal, at least, so hopefully we remove our way through. If we draw a land next turn, probably just going to Keldon Raider the land away. But seeing Song of Freyalise, you can justify barraging one of them, taking creatures off the board as Freyalise chapters 2 and 3 approach is pretty important. And in this case, we're going to pick off Quende, of course. All right, that can't block. That's good to see. Double Song, pretty impressive. Creatures are going to get very big and hard to kill. The thing about Song of Freyalise Chapter 3 is that it gives you the no-look swing all. There's like no penalty for just sending your entire team on Chapter 3, except, I don't know, if there's an exile target attacker, I guess that could, I don't think there is in the format, though. Here we're going to Raider away our swamp. Yeah, I can, let's do that, figure out our attacking first. We could almost justify, like, do we have 1 mana removal? We have Fungal Infection. I am going to Raider away our mountain instead, because if we draw an infection, we'll be happy that we did this pre, and we can still run the Journey Mage in even though, you know, even tapped out. Yes, lightning. Lightning, though, says we would keep this one. We have 2 infections, though, 1 lightning, so I'm going to pitch the mountain. Or I could pitch the Warcaller, but actually I think we want to get as wide as we can here. Oppo deciding whether or not they want to make this trade to the Druid. I don't like making the trade if I'm them because they've got double Song. They're going to sing Chapter 3 here, back-to-back turns, and it's pretty good. Let's see. We have no blocks. Oh boy, lucky. We get to take out, I guess we take out the Corrosive Ooze, and we start accepting the Druid eating one of our creatures each turn. Flyer can't block, and we're just racing. So yeah, we could also just go to the face with this if we thought that was going to work. And if we attack like this, they're not going to want to block the Keldon Raider. So Keldon Raider gets them to 5. And then if they block these 2, this gets them to 4. And then we go to face. And yeah, actually we can attack in. I think we just have lethal if they don't block the Raider. We have to see if they block the Raider, though. Or blow us out like so. Darn it! All right. Now I'm going to wait. Let's see. Well, we could Lightning the Ooze. Yeah, I guess I better take out the Ooze so it doesn't eat the Warcaller. Or we got to make sure that that only one thing dies here. So new plan. We took a stab at lethal, but Oppo had the goods. Now we're going to get in for at least 4. bring them to 5, and oh, interesting that they're going for that. I mean, they could have eaten the Journey Mage. I don't know why they chose that one. I don't know what they're playing around, but we'll take it. And I'm gonna leave the swamp. If we top deck the Saga, we can still play the swamp and play the Saga. Yeah, maybe they're playing around Run Amok. It's true. If this is a land we win, they need something to block something. How about that? All right, well... Now we just play Acolyte and be happy that we get some life back. And can't attack, but we have blocks on Glider. And if they can just brick a little bit. In fact, they can't really attack with Glider because if they attack with Glider and nothing else, we would just take it, right? Oh, now we have to. You got to be kidding me! Oh, Magic. Oh, Magic. Just giving Oppo everything they need. Thank you for that. That's all right. We're going to get what we need. We're going to block here to not die. We're going to draw and eviscerate and win. No biggie, right? We got it. We got it. Watch. We're clean living folks, right? Say it with me. Clean living. Here it comes. Clean living. What have you been up to? Somebody out there has been up to something. Apparently we're all not living clean enough. Well, we're going to swing in and hope they opt to block the Journey Mage with the Legacy for some silly reason. All right. Magic is doing this to us, so it goes. What's up, Mama? Are you not a sub? What's going on? No? You're tier 1, sub 50. What's going on? Why don't you have... Oh, there it is. I just believed you. I looked to the left. Oh, really? It intermittently takes away your badges? Oh, software. Well, I am not putting up much of a showing in my favorite format on Arena today. I'm gonna switch to the land, add the land back, and cut. I still want to cut a spell. I think we cut intervention. We have a lot of removal going on. We don't quite need the intervention, I don't think. One of the things I did this weekend is install the mini fridge that had been in my daughter's college dorm room before the world changed and she decided to do something else. And now I've got a mini fridge next to my desk. I feel special. All right, we're going to keep this. I want to finish my beverage so I can go get another one. From my mini fridge next to my desk. My daughter dropped out of college and all I got was this lousy mini fridge. Nice. Unfortunately, we don't get exactly all the plays I wanted here, but we get to infect away the Chronicler. I'll take that. Oh, they're not going to do it for us, huh? So I'll just hold up Lightning. Ugh, Surveyor's not worth it. Maybe just take out the Chronicler. It seems like a lousy target for the Lightning. In fact, I don't care. If they want to race with Chronicling, I'm surprised they didn't leave the Chronicler back to actually threaten the Warcaller with a double block. Maybe they just have me on the infection. Yeah, my daughter left school because she realized it was not presenting the path she wanted to be on. She still plans to educate. In fact, is trying to navigate this new world of what exactly schools are offering and when, you know? It's a crazy world out there. Well, I'm just going to hold up this Lightning again. It's going to get something. I know, I'm being greedy though, Robert. I don't want to play these out. I was hoping to get value out of them later. But I suppose we could play the Chronicler now. And that's okay. Yeah, I'll play the Chronicler. Yeah, Witch also turns on the Lightning, so we could have played Witch. Both have their purposes. We have multiple Chroniclers and one Witch, though, right? That's another reason. Well, maybe we don't. Sorry, we have one Chronicler and one Witch. I thought we had two. Maybe we passed one some other time. So I could Wizard's Lightning the Journey Mage, but I'm more interested in infecting the Sparring construct and then Lightning wherever they try to put the counter. I imagine they'll try to make a 4-3, but maybe they'll try to make a 2-4. And since it's all instant speed, I also kind of like sending creatures and then responding to how they block with all that mana up. I'm not even sure here. I'm playing pretty loose today, sorry, but I'm going to play looser here. Not even figure it out. I'm going to send in and trust that based on blocks, having Wizard's Lightning and Fungal Infection will produce some good results for us. Or they take it all and then we do the same stuff anyway. Interesting. Okay. So we can Lightning the Journey Mage, or we can infect. Let's see, that's 4 total. So if we drop that down, we go to 3. I like. You want to fungal the 3/2, and then Lightning the Chronicler? Yeah. Fungal 3/2, Lightning Chronicler, clears board. All right. Well, it worked out. The no-look, these instants are good attack. Yeah, I don't know why that's a weird block too. There's just obviously a lot we could have done there, and they seem to have been playing around some of our tricks earlier too. So a complicated 3.5 for 1 Because we did also get, or 3.5 for 2 is what we got out of that. Now they've got decent blocks there. Yeah, I like ditching Goblin with Raider here. Looking for more land. Another swamp. Are we attacking with anything for any reason? No, no good attacks here. No, Sparring Contract is a trap card in my opinion. There are some very narrow decks where I could craft a deck where I would want these, but it would be a very specific deck that was really doing the historic thing first of all. Yeah. Really love swamp, and then any land, and then... all right, well, it's not a swamp. Any land, then a swamp also works. Well, we're going to offer up this Raider and see what they've got for it. A couple cards. Not expecting this to necessarily work. Oppo says no. All right. I don't actually care about that. I'd rather get off the fire off the Skin Witch then the Flame. No swamps. There we go. Coming up Millhouse-ish. I'm gonna kick this ahead of attacking and then flaming next turn. Ooh, Fight with Fire gone is big game there. Oppo doing something along the lines of what we are with the Chronicler and Fight. That's a combo we want. Definitely playing the land because we're going to flame, but we can figure out our turn first. If I send Keldon Raider, it's going to trade off with the Homerite Explorer. Then we are largely back to even-ish, but then when Flame gets to Chapter 3, the Chronicler and Warcaller will have attacks, right? Or no, maybe just the Warcaller. Chronicler at +2 still isn't enough to get through this Chronicler. I am going to send in the Raider, though. Not often I run this card in Limited, but both our low deck quality and the nature of our plan supported it this time. Interesting. We do have, 7 total mana. And 3 with Dark Bargain, we can probably find our 8th to cast everything. So I'm going to start on the Bargain. Yeah, Time of Ice is a sweet card, although we're in a spot where I kind of don't mind if the stuff we're looking at here gets sent back. I'm going to go Raider Swamp so we can complete the play out this turn. Although we can go Raider Swamp and just play the Raider. I like the 2 spell here, though. We could even, like, this would deal an extra 2 next turn. But it would deal an extra 2 on the ground next turn, too. Yeah, let's do it this way. Yeah, you could look at it both ways. These would both be good to cast next turn when we're on Chapter 3, because then Journey Mage does an extra 2. But Journey Mage played this turn will also deal an extra 2 attacking next turn, right? I mean, so would Keldon Raider, so maybe that's what you're thinking. But I did like getting extra wide, and also it puts some pressure on this Time of Ice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Should definitely attack with Chronicler, but not this turn, right? I mean, it doesn't matter this turn. But next turn, we want to tap our Caligo and Chronicler so they go back to our hand. And with the Soul Salvage, I don't mind getting them back anyway. So I'm going to send. We're sending everything. And I know Time of Ice puts a lot of this back, but like everything we've got is either cheap or has kickers that we wouldn't mind replaying anyway. So yeah, I'm going to get aggro despite the Time of Ice. Maybe even in some ways because of it. Skin Witch is a weak attack, but I don't mind. Like if it dies, we can potentially salvage it back to do more. If it distracts one of their blockers and allows our red creatures to get through to face with an extra Keld damage, that's fine with me too. I just think it's not going to be blocked, so it's like almost a no-brainer. Thank you, Yupsternor. Appreciate that. We're definitely Dominariaing. I don't know if we're dominating, but we're Dominariaing. And, I like Raider, although we could salvage back something to pitch if we decided we would rather get a card off the top rather than one of these creatures, but I think all of our creatures are good enough to just go get them. Let's do this. No pitch, and then salvage. We can even salvage potentially back a runner. Let's see. Starting here, no pitch. And then I like Journey Mage for the reach damage, and Wind Grace for the air support. You like Acolyte, Journey Mage? What was your choice? You were on... I don't know. Ooh, 8 is not 9, but we're close right there. And we can even go... Lava Runner... Can we just get there? I'm trying to figure out if we can get there, because we can fight with fire something out of the way, and then Journey Mage for a possible finish. I'm just going to fight with fire. We have the Chronicler to get this back. I mean, we're just all roads. This is an all roads lead to victory kind of situation, I think. Oh no, I screwed it up though. I was supposed to play Journey Mage before attacking. I think I'm still just going to do it. I was supposed to do this for the sure thing, but I'm gonna crash in and offer the Lava Runner trade, and then save this for next turn if we need to. Can even do... Yeah, we just don't need to. We got it all, really. I'm gonna go... No kick, Skin Witch, to have a wizard in play, to just be able to have that for next turn. And then this is a free cast as well. They should be at 1, though. I should have just been able to do this. I just messed up my sequencing, so switch the plan slightly from win 100% of the time to win 100% of the time in a less efficient way. What's the coolest thing you did this weekend? How are you staying sane in these crazy times? Flame of Keld and Caligo Skinwitch are a kind of funny non-bow. We'll see. I think we keep, though. Billy Bob. I mean, we do. It does give us a 2. It's just Flame of Keld is almost like a mulligan in your opener. You're pretty far off from casting that when it's in your opener. But we do have both of our colors. I don't know. It's a tight one, but there's not a lot of action here. I think I'm going to mulligan this. I don't know if you're on mulligan, but I think we can do better. I don't know if this is better. In fact, I think this is worse. But I took the chance, and I don't want to go to 5. I'm going to keep this and figure out what we give up on. We can either give up on a black card because we don't have the swamp yet, or a high-priced red card. I feel like we're going to need to find black pretty soon to win this game. If we don't find black, we're just not going to win. So I'm not going to... In the same way you don't play around a removal spell you can't beat, I think I'm not going to play around failing to find swamps, because we're just going to lose if we don't find our black mana. And Dark Bargain unlocks... helps make up for the mulligan. This gets worse and worse and worse if we don't find the swamp is the thing. But I'm going to go ahead and ditch the intervention, knowing that we need to find land and it needs to be swamps in order for us to win. And if we do that, intervention is the thing we're going to want to have let go of. Well, we got turns to play 3, turns through 3 with just what we've got right now. It really does. This is not a great deck. It's not. But Magic is weird, and we're going to try to get to 7 anyway with our not great deck. Boo earns on no land at all. I mean, I'd take a mountain here. Yeah, I know, like, if Oppo can't do anything here, maybe these just somehow get there, but... We're now in a spot where there's, like, no good draw. Oh, that's not a bad turn 4 for them, though, I gotta say. And, yeah, it's not a good draw, but we will cast it and keep doing what we can here. Not a very effective card, but I suppose if they just start dropping value artifacts, then maybe, but I've never really played this card to any effect at all. And we are doing so poorly here, but that's how bad this card is. It still can't do anything against our board. Now, almost any land is good here. Yeah, with Seal Away, it turns out we were never not, you know, we had to keep going. It's a really weird frame going on in this exiled card. Check it out. Like, what's up? What's up? What's this? What is this card here? Little visual bug. Hey, it's Dub. How do you think about Dub? You like Dub? Is Dub any good? Well, wouldn't that be a fun way to lose this? No, this is a visual bug. Look, this is like Keldon Warcaller's words are right here, and then there's this blank red space, and anyway, it's like they've taken this little square of a card and put it on a weird frame in the background. Oh, Magic gods. I know, but please. Thank you. That's a start. That's a start. Menace on this thing. I like... I like Journey Mage, threaten the Lava Runner with Journey Mage Chronicler blocks, or some other, yeah. That's what I'm going to do. And if they have removal, I'll still want to do Lava Runner, Journey Mage, so I'm not going to get in for one. I'm going to make sure that through a removal spell we have a block, although if they have a removal spell they block the Journey Mage. I mean, they kill the Journey Mage. They wouldn't waste time on these. So actually I should attack because I'm not blocking the other one, and I can't actually play around removal. If they have removal, they have it for the Journey Mage, which makes all these blocks terrible anyway, and I'd rather just take another 6 and try to figure it out after that. So I'm going to send the Lava Runner. We were talking about how if you're going to be red aggro in this format, you really need to make the run amucks work for you. That's what Oppo's doing here. All right, second land is important because now we can barrage, double infect, or just raider. Actually, probably just need to barrage so we don't straight up die, and then we can, well, we can double dub. Let's barrage the Lava Runner, take 4, and then we have double infect on the Vandal to block it and kill it. If this is a blank, then, oh, it's not. I think they were stuck on land, so this is unfortunately not a blank, which is one of our problems here. And as a sorcery, though, we got to do this now. Take 3? What do you mean? You wanted to chump there? Are you talking about next turn or what I just did? I mean, I didn't want to chump. Yeah, take 3. Sorry, if I said take 4, I meant take 3. We will block the Chronicler, yes. I was just thinking of the cards they did have. Gotcha. Yeah, I just was thinking of what they had there. Interesting. Okay. So now we have a weird spot where we need to do some chumping, but we do get to double fungal on the Sentry. That'll probably surprise him at least. And it does give us 2 blockers on the ground as well. Thank you for that sub.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
You say do it now, but I kind of feel like we need to get him, you know? Like, I'm not playing around anything at this point. I need to be able to, like, try and get him. I'm trying to get him. One chump here keeps us going. Because we did have a block and kill on the Chronicler if they didn't have removal. Here, I like Keldon Raider pitching probably Dark Bargain. I don't think we're going to be casting Dark Bargain this game. Skin Witch can be cast as extra D. And why do you want me dead, man? This isn't Friday. So now it's whether or not we want to save for kicking or save for extra D. I think extra D, or play for extra D. I think we play extra D. First strike says we can't quite get there, so we got to chump. Need something. All right. We are stabilizing-ish, except now now we got to kill Courser and chump again. Unfortunately, great draw and play from Oppo. I thought for a sec we had the wizard line. Yeah, what happens if we swing with Raider? They probably just chump with Chronicler, and that's fine, because then we're going to chump with Skin Witch. Okay. Definitely swing with Raider. And we can lightning ahead of right before combat, but we're just going to do this. If they draw nothing but lands and we draw some additional chumps, we could get there on Raiders. Soul Salvage would keep us in this nicely with a couple extra chumps. All right. All right. We did take one good card for our deck at the very least. Not out of the woods yet, though. Red deck, 2 life. We could be dead right now. Also, Vandal says any 2 cards or any artifact and we're dead. But we got there. Sorry, Billy Bob, we got lucky. Played to our outs, though. Luck combined with, you know, we put ourselves in a position to be lucky, right? Oppo maybe emoting at me with my emotes off. Hey, my beverage is gone. What should I do about that? I'm gonna go to my mini fridge. Hold on. I got a new beverage from my mini fridge. Bet you don't have a mini fridge at your desk. They're cardless, so this is a sure thing. There's nothing to play around. We're just executing the mechanic. Whew! A little too close for comfort with some cards I hope not to be playing, but I'm playing with cards I hope not to be playing, so I am not suggesting Oppo did anything wrong. Sometimes a rough draft puts you in a spot where you do what you must. Yeah, Hat, that was my big idea. This has all been a run-up to my unveiling of somehow an innovative mini fridge. My plan, my genius marketing plan is spoiled. Blah! Same kind of thing as last time, where I kept on 6 because it was grim, but I don't think we can keep this. We got a mulligan. And much like last time, gotta keep. This is like, it's like exactly. This is like exactly.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
No, it is not a special fridge. Except in that it is mine. That I stole from my daughter. I gotta keep this. And I guess if we find the black mana, would we rather have infection to help these small things get through, or the bargain to help us recover from mulliganing? I think I'm gonna pitch the bargain. I think if we find black, we'll be happy to have infection supporting an aggro strategy here. Not going to 6 on this one. I'm drinking a pineapple Soleil, which is the Safeway generic brand soda water. And I love their pineapple and apple flavors, but the store we go to only has spaces for 2 12-packs of each of those. So I try to go early in the morning and buy both 12 packs of apple and both 12 packs of pineapple, and then make them restock at night. That was my worry too. But again, there's a way in which I'm feeling like either we find our black mana and unlock this hand a little bit, or we're gonna lose. So who cares? And there you go. I am a genius and you are not. Or maybe it just happened to work out for me this time. I don't do it every day, War Furnace. I just try to, on some days of the week, make it to the store early and buy them out of it. But I would say, but my wife drinks more than I do of the soda water, and I would say we kill 12 a day. I think we kill 12 a day. Hey, Boris, how you doing? I could have given him a chance to make a mistake, but it was so unlikely that I would rather just take the sure damage. Well, I'm going to ask John. Actually, this is... I've only been doing this for like a couple weeks. And I've only done it a couple times. So I do want to at least contact the store and suggest that they incorporate more. Or maybe we could special order it. I'm sure if I said, I will give you this many dollars right now and I'll just come pick it up, you let me know when it's here. Anyway, I'll play out lands. We got Siege Gang Commander and stuff. Yeah, I know carbonation isn't the best for teeth, but I do very deliberately drink onto my tongue and swallow it. I do not let carbonation wash over my teeth. So it's not as good as like using a straw, but you can keep it off your teeth pretty easily. Yeah, straw is the best, but I don't like straws, honestly. Maybe that's not a good enough reason to not do that. No goblins here, so we can't get the kicker anyway. But since this turns off our entire attack, I'm going to go ahead and barrage it because it also turns our lava runner into a 2/2. Really? Wow. Ugh, Lasai. Well... yeah, we still attack. Have to. Because that just stops our whole attack next turn. Better to get it off the board. Get us some reach. We can get him to 7 here, and like Siege Gang starts to threaten lethal from that position. Siege Gang can do 8 over time. All right, well now We're going to have to runner lightning the Grun, or we're just going to lose in a couple swings to Grun. And assume that they're going to go for the block here. Two for wanting ourselves into oblivion here, but I don't see how else we give ourselves the best chance to win the game. I'm going to sandbag the mountain. If we draw a spell, we get to play it, and if we draw a land, we sandbag another land.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Yikes. Sweet looking cards in here. About to see Grun come back, but we do get him to 5. Yeah, Siege Gang off the top is the request if the magic gods happen to be listening today. Great draw. Grun comes back down and we get rid of it again. And I'll play this. I don't know why. What am I doing? I guess if we draw... Yeah, if we draw a Warlord, I wish I had kept that. It's just kind of... I don't know why I can't stop myself from playing lands. And even, like, because I could have still done it all. I'll just play it here, but... Boom. Trying to sneak in the damage. Except now, Crows and Druid. Wah wah. So we still got a lot of work to do. This is where I'm just concerned their card quality is now going to show up. They got tons of mana and over their starting life total. So very funny magic gods. That is pretty darn funny. You got to admit that giving us our top deck Siege Gang commander after double Druid is a little rough. But maybe this will work out. No reason to do anything. We just cast this and pass. Yeah, Flame of Keld is now our new dream draw. If they kill Siege Gang, Soul Salvage becomes our new dream draw. Would love to beat the old double Croson Druid. That there is what we call a blowout. Thing is, not even GG yet. Not even GG yet. That's pretty harsh, but not even GG yet. Do we have an Eviscerate? Don't we have one Eviscerate? Yeah, so we need an Eviscerate now to keep the game going. Salvage is what I was asking for before. We're gonna go see what's what. Nothing to do but cast this. And do we need to take plays this turn? I think Siege Gang's got to be one of them. And then we take... None of these even really matter. I guess Goblin for Siege Gang is the best 2 to get here. The best 2/2. The other thing we could have done is get 2 creatures to cast, but I think getting Siege Gang back is our only real hope to win. And even then, it's pretty grim. Finding all that sweet stuff they got back with the mending. This is almost scoopable, but I think an Eviscerate on Grun does enough that we should play it out. At least another turn here. And maybe I need to chump with the Goblin. I know that Siege Gang can sack the Goblin, but if we do draw a Saga, we may want to advance the Saga just to desperation search. So I'm going to do that. Although between Karn and Grun, yeah, we need an answer to Grun like nowish. Although, you know, Siege Gang does provide some some fodder. If you don't attack with all, Grun doesn't double. But in this case, yes, they should have just attacked with all and let Grun be 10. If we block Grun, it doesn't matter if it's 10 or 20. If we don't block Grun, you can attack with all and give us a reason not to block with Grun. But I believe it's just because they want to double Grun. It just wasn't super useful there. Might have to start showing... Yeah, also they can defend Karn. That's a good reason. Gonna shoot Karn down with a couple points of damage. They're at 22. It's not worth going to their face at this point. Now, do we have anything that gets anything else back? Soul Salvage is used up. I think this one's over, folks. And with that, I'm going to say it is. I mean, I could chump. I just don't see what the path is. As we chump to dig for removal for Grun and Karn ticks up, we're just going to be buried. And all of our stuff to get us out of this is gone. So I'm going to move on to our next opportunity to pick up a win here. 2-2 again. Well, I can't do worse than our first event, but I sure would like to make it back to 3 wins. I made 3, 4, 5 wins, 4 and 5 wins so regularly at M21, it's bumming me out to not even be able to make 3 in my favorite format, but we're going to go for it back again here. Favorite format on Arena. All right, keep in. Warcaller into, hopefully you find something else to do on 3. I mean, my hopes for this deck, again, pretty low. We have some good cards in it and some potential powerful... I mean, if I can stack my deck, of course this deck could be pretty sweet. We just have a lot of cards that you're trying not to play in this format in Warcaller. I got 3 of these. I mean, we just have... And also the real sadness of our 2-drops is like, if we could support them with the +3/+3 trample... then you can get away with running a bunch of bears. But this format has so much common 3 toughness that naked Warcallers with no real support to make them bigger combat after combat is pretty underwhelming in this format. So if we bust out of it here, I'm not going to cry in my coffee. It is the deck we have. We really don't have a good deck overall. Could play the Skin Witch, at least threatens to double block, and then we do have Soul Salvage it back if we want to. I think that's reasonable here, or else we're just going to take attacks from Sergeant. This could be a Adamant Will blowout or something, but again, with the Soul Salvage and the Eviscerate, I'm just going to make them use their stuff and try to recover a long game in Value Town. If it's a blowout, it just means I get to Soul Salvage next turn if I want. See, they only still got one. I mean, trading an Adamant Will for a Warcaller is no big deal to me. And I'm just going to barrage the Sergeant. No, actually, we don't have... with Skin Witch, we threaten a bounce. We're only taking one a turn. So even though we have no instance, I'm basically going to give up doing anything on turn 4 here in exchange for letting the game open itself a little more and find hopefully better targets for Eviscerate and Goblin Barrage than these two creatures that aren't really doing anything anymore now that they entered unkicked. Trapper, a little bit scarier. Flame of Keld does make me want to start using stuff, though. See, Flame of Keld and Soul Salvage in the same deck is a real non-bow. But again, this is where we were at today. Do as I say, not as I do today. That we just ended up in a really weird deck with... Maybe I've been staying too open for too long, because if you don't get the fixing in this format, you're in trouble. And both of our decks today have had footholds in 3 colors, such that the 2 heavy colors we ended up in weren't as well supported as they needed to be. So I'm wondering if I need to pull back on my tendency towards dabbling in 3 early and lock it down a little sooner so we don't run out of playables, because both of our games have been affected by playable count. Now, as for 5 mana here, yeah, this is where I'm not going to cast this, so I guess we're barraging the Trapper. Oop. Soul Salvage lets us claim... Yeah, if we draw it after, but they're both in our hand right now. You know, we have to do all this stuff before we do any of this, or else I just pitch Soul Salvage to the Keld. So you're right, Cthulhu, if we draw them in the right order, but the trouble is they're both in hand. We're going to eviscerate that. And I'm keeping dumping my lands and everything because we are going to cast this Flame of Keld eventually. Really hope they kill our Witch next turn so that we can Soul Salvage for value. Let's see what we draw. May have to pitch the Soul Salvage to the Flame depending on what things look like here. We can go... Really, we can go... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and at least get everything out of our hand and then probably Flame next turn. So it's not the best value we've ever seen out of a Soul Salvage. But it does set us up for the Flame. And we get Warcaller with Flame. That's neat. We get to draw our cards next turn if we want. Might mean us attacking into Sergeant at Arms or something, but might be worth it. We'll see. Could also wait to advance the chapter to Chapter 3 when the Warcaller's attacking, so it threatens more damage. basically, yeah, okay, with that, I like, ooh, does it, yeah, okay, that's fine. So we go Keldon Warcaller, Flame of Keld, and then we just advance it to Chapter 3 next turn. We could advance it to Chapter 2 now, but we would give up this Keldon Warlord to do so. So I'm just going to wait. I'll be patient. Let's have a pretty sweet attack next turn. If it's Invoke the Divine, again, we tip the cap and congratulate our sweet Oppo on their awesome maneuvering. Here, though, we get to go Fire Intervention on Sergeant-at-Arms, and then all of our red stuff kills everything they could possibly block with. We're using up... Ryan Tucker's asking how my overall Dom is. I mean, this is like my third match since it came back. You can look at my historical Dom record in my spreadsheet, but the trouble is I started streaming after Dom was a thing on Arena as a main set. So really, there's just not much data on Dom, I believe. We could, it might be interesting to see what my original account, my paid account, that I basically never play anymore, that played a ton of Dom. Be curious to see where that was at. Yeah, we're going to fire the 2-3. Again, not super sexy for our big, sweet removal spell, but they don't have a lot of super sexy things to kill, and we want to kill them, so we're going to just take what we've got. Nice. Fine, good, decent last card there for him. Sets up for some damage savings for sure. Oh, that's the rules text on the Warcaller. I know, I've never really advanced a Saga. I think I've maybe done it once or twice when it was first around. But I just don't play aggro red very much, and if I do, it's with wizards, not human warriors, so I rarely play Warcaller. And I don't know what that last card is. We're going to hope it was a land. If it was action, this could make us sad, because I am giving up 2/2 per attack here, but it's to get in 5. I think it's worth 2 to get 5. But if they have something up here, it could be losing a creature to get something less. Okay, they're going to do it this way. Wow, I would have eaten one of my things, but I'll take that. Thanks, Oppo. They're just ripping action. Wouldn't mind a little action rip from us. That would be neat. I guess this is the action we've got, though. Again, and they've got a lot of lands out. It's not like they shouldn't expect to find some action themselves. But this not looking quite as fine. Could wait on a land, but nah, this beats everything on board right now. I'm going to take a turn off from attacking Keldon for the 4/3 and see what we can do about next turn. You can, at some point, you're allowed, there we go. Just find a land and show it to me. Thank you. We're going to find a land and not show it to them. If we send in, they need to put everything on the raider in order to trade with it, or else they're chumping. So if they put everything on the raider and trade, we win. So they can't do that. So instead, they're going to do some chumps, and maybe they trade, maybe they double block a 2/2 and trade, but in that case, they're chumping with the other one, so it's still a good trade for us overall. We're going to send with everything. I'm not sure I like Oppo making these bounce blocks. I think Oppo should be looking to do some eating, since none of our, like, it's not even a trade. They just get to, I think they'd be better off if they'd been steadily eating 2/2s here. but we just had enough. All right, that was nice. I love getting 3 wins because we get that sweet jump to 1,000 gems, which is a much more palatable result than 250 or less on your gem count. Having trouble finding both sides of our mana today. Not keeping this, obviously. Nothing to do here on the play. Quite keepable, and I don't think we're shuffling. We don't have anything we're shuffling for. If we put the Chronicler on the bottom, we never see it again. But I think the other thing we do is keep and pitch a swamp if we want it to be hyper greed. But I think we want to get to our Dark Bargain pretty reasonably. So I like Warcaller on the Warpath and Chronicler taking a powder for now. But I don't think we have the ability to get that Chronicler back, which is too bad. It's a very nice medium late game card. Yeah. Almost, if it was in the graveyard, that'd be fine. But Lightning is a pretty decent draw. All right. And Warcaller actually not a bad draw because we can send in one caller, put him to the test, and then play another. I'm going to try and zoom through so to disguise the fungal infection a little bit. Yeah, I failed. If they're paying attention, they know we've got it, but we still have good attacks. No Garna, nope. All right, well, they might have cancel, but they're canceling something that's just a 1-for-1 for our fungal infection in that case, so I'm cool if this doesn't work. Or Wizard's Retort. Death Bloom. We can lightning it out of the way, and then they don't have a trade block on the Warcallers. Then they just have a trade block on the Sap, which we would offer them. Again, don't like this spot. The blue-black deck is creeping up towards 5 mana and 5 cards in hand, which makes our situation look a little paltry, little rough. But we're gonna go aggro and hope that for some reason their hand up there is not as sweet as ours. If they do not cast an Opt at the end of this turn, then I think we have them on Syncopate pretty cleanly. Which also explains the no counter on fungal infection, because we actually had the mana to pay for Syncopate. So no Opt. I'm expecting that we're playing around Syncopate right now. Actually doesn't do anything yet. And if they come up with 1 creature for it, we get to eviscerate or fight it. And I'm going to put a Dark Bargain on the stack at the end of their turn, no matter what. And then if they want to syncopate this, they can. And hopefully a land draw unlocks a Windgrace Acolyte or more pressure. But we're going to make them syncopate this. And we did find the land. They might have another Syncopate, but of course we're going to make them have that. Ah, they had the Retort and the Pate. Still like where we're at. We're slowly plugging away. I mean, 3-turn clock. If they got more removal, that's bad. But if all they've got is creatures and counterspells, we win. Well, I shouldn't say and counterspells. If they can play a creature with enough left to counter, then could be trouble. But even then, we're close to one more land, and we have 2 removal spells in the same turn. Yeah, I'm not sandbagging land with Fight with Fire. And it's actually probably a reason not to sandbag land at all in this deck. All right, that's great, because it costs them a lot, and with 2 mana up, they don't even have Syncopate mana up, so that doesn't matter. The only question now is, do they have... oh, I also didn't see the Scry. Can someone let me know what they did Scry-wise? Top, bottom, okay. That's what I was afraid of, really, is the offering there. So now we're kind of on Fight with Fire Plan A. It's how much? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're 3 lands off from kicking Fight. Well, I can't wait now. I'm gonna... With Lava Runner, we should just fight thing and get into. 2 lands? 1, 4... Yeah, 2 lands from here. Right. Still... Are you gonna wait for 2 lands, or you just want to go for it? I think we just go for it. They're down to 1 card. They have a cool blade. Oh, come on! Oh, and look, we're finding our land. Of course we're finding our land. Ah! 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 I'm gonna play it anyway. We have Soul Salvage, or maybe I hope we have Soul Salvage still. Yeah. And on that front, I'm gonna block here now. A little more Soul Salvage fodder. You all told me to go for it. You were all with me. You were all with me. Come on, deck. We can still get out of this. Siege gang. Siege gang. Siege gang. Whew. Siege gang. Skin Witch, you are not what we need. Oh, you're not what we need. But it's time. I mean, we have a little extra time. Yeah, and we're going to, of course, kick it. I'm being silly. We could... I know that, like, on the Pro Tour, I wouldn't have done that or whatever, but there's nothing that they would have done differently, so it didn't matter. Like, they're not going to be like, well, Oppo's got a card in hand, we better not attack. Oh, I guess it was the same damage. Didn't even matter what I blocked. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week. All right. Well, I'm past noon anyway. Good enough time to stop. We made it to 1,000. I feel a little bit better about that, but I do not feel good overall. I want to do much better in Dominaria drafting than I showed you today. I think we ended up with 2 2 medium decks and got medium results. So, all right. It had each deck had some superpower in it, but that's the thing with Dominaria. Like every deck does. I mean, if you get no good cards for your Dominaria deck, I'm so sorry for you. But almost everyone has a bomb or two lurking somewhere in their Dominaria deck. So just having some bombs doesn't necessarily a Dominaria deck make. You need to be able to answer your opponent's bombs and have a real plan. And neither of our decks had a great plan, if I'm honest. The first deck, the mana issues were quite prevalent, and in this one, it was a bit of a mixed message plan. You could see I was talking about the how the Saga and the Raised Dead are total non-bow, and we had some aggro elements, some control elements. So I'm kind of happy to get three wins out of that one, and we will bear down. Maybe I'll do some voting this week in terms of what we play, but I'm definitely going to lean Dominaria while we have it. But maybe like tomorrow we'll start Dominaria, and if I bust out of another one, we'll palette cleanse with some Jumpstart or something else. Yeah, so let's say goodbye to YouTube. Thanks for hanging out for that one. We'll catch you at the next draft. Probably another Dominaria. Keep your eye out. Bye, YouTube.